Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the story Nook. Today we are going to be reading The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum with pictures by W. W. Denslow. We just finished reading chapter 20. Today we're going to be reading chapter 21. And happy Christmas Eve to all those who celebrate Christmas Eve. Just enjoy that. Today we're going to be reading The Lion Becomes the King of the Beast, which is chapter 21. And then after that we got 3 chapters left. So we've got 4 more videos in this whole entire series. And then we will have completed Wizard of Oz, which will be the first chapter book I believe we will have completed. So let us continue forward. I did go see Wicked. It was amazing. I loved it. I don't want to say anything too spoilery about it because, you know, it's still 2024. I'll probably talk and gush about it so much more next year and like 2025 after it's been out for like a year, like 5 months. But I greatly enjoyed it. I had a good time. I have not seen the stage play. I've only listened to the musical. But also, Glinda in this book is the Witch of the South. Versus other Oz things where they're just like, oh, she's the Witch of the North. Nope. She, in this book, is the Witch of the South. And I had a relative being like, no, she's the Witch of the North. She's always been the Witch of the North. I read the books and I'm just like, dude, I'm reading the books right the fuck now. You read the books forever ago, but she's the Witch of the South in the first book. I had to, like, argue with a relative on that because I'm just like, when did you read them? Because I'm reading it right now. But yeah, in case you're new here, Glinda is the Witch of the South. We found that out, I think, 2-3 chapters ago. If you want to start at the beginning of this saga, there is a Wizard of Oz playlist. I highly recommend you start there. But go ahead, grab your tea, your coffee, your water, your hot cocoa, your milk, your liquor, whatever it is you want to drink as we read these stories today, and join me. I am reading all of these chapters today, the day before Christmas Eve, just to stockpile up until Christmas. And I am drinking Canada Dry Cranberry Ginger Ale. I love this stuff. I would love it if they made this all year round, but I know they won't. So I'll be stuck making it by mixing Canada Dry with cranberry juice come New Year's. But woo! Here we have our beautiful lion with a crown, a cute little bow in his head, and this tiger over here. After climbing down from the China Wall, the travelers found themselves in a disagreeable country. Full of bogs and marshes, and covered with tall, rank grass. It was difficult to walk without falling into the muddy holes, for the grass was so thick that it hid them from sight. However, by carefully picking their way, they got safely along until they reached solid ground. Ground. The word just sounds weird in my mouth right now. But here the country seemed wilder than ever. And after a long and tiresome walk through the underbrush, they entered another forest where the trees were bigger and older than any they had ever seen. "This forest is perfectly delightful," declared the lion, looking around him with joy. "Never have I seen a more beautiful place." "It seems gloomy," said the scarecrow. "Not a bit of it," answered the lion. "I should like to live here all of my life. See how soft the dried leaves are under your feet, and how rich and green the moss is that clings to those old trees. Surely no wild beast could wish a pleasanter home." "Perhaps there are wild beasts in the forest now." Oh, hold on. Wrong accent. "Perhaps there are wild beasts in the forest now," said Dorothy. "I suppose there are," returned the lion, "but I do not see any of them about. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my! They walked through the forest until it became too dark to go any farther. Dorothy and Toto and the lion lay down to sleep while the woodman and the scarecrow kept watch over them as usual. When morning came, they started again. Before they had gone far, they heard a low rumble, as the growling of many wild animals. Toto whimpered a little, but none of the others was frightened, and they kept along the well-trodden path until they came to an opening in the wood, in which there were gathered hundreds of beasts in every variety. There were tigers and elephants and bears and wolves and foxes and all others in the natural history. Oh my! And for a moment Dorothy was afraid. But the lion explained that the animals were holding a meeting, and he judged by their snarling and growling that they were in great trouble. As he spoke, several of the beasts caught sight of him, and at once a great assemblage hushed as if by magic. The biggest of the tigers came up to the lion and bowed, saying, "Welcome, O King of Beasts! You have come in a good time to fight our enemy and bring peace to all the animals of the forest once more." "What is your trouble?" asked the lion quietly. "We are all threatened," answered the tiger, "by a fierce enemy who has lately come into this forest. It is a most tremendous monster, like a great spider with a body as big as an elephant and legs as long as a tree trunk. It has 8 of these long legs, and as the monster crawls through the forest, he seizes an animal with a leg and drags it to his mouth, where he eats it as a spider does a fly. Not one of us is safe while this fierce creature is alive, and we had called a meeting to decide how to take care of ourselves when you came among us." The lion thought for a moment. "Are there any other lions in this forest?" he asked. "No, there were some, but the monster has eaten them all. And besides, they were none of them nearly as large and brave as you." How do you know he's brave? He's just in your forest now, and you're just like, he must be brave. Alright. "But if I put an end to your enemy, will you bow down to me and obey me as king of the forest?" inquired the lion. "If I were king of the forest, we will do that gladly," returned the tiger, and all the beasts roared with a mighty roar. "We will." "Where is this great spider of yours now?" asked the lion. "Yonder, among the oak trees," said the tiger, pointing with his forefoot. "Take good care of these friends of mine," said the lion, and I will go at once to fight the monster." He bade his comrades goodbye, and marched proudly away to battle with the enemy. The great spider was lying asleep when the lion found him, and it looked so ugly that its foe turned up his nose in disgust. Its legs were quite as long as the tiger had said, and its body covered with coarse black hair. It had a great mouth with a row of sharp teeth a foot long, but its head was joined to the putty body by a neck as slender as the wasp's waist. This gave the lion a hint of the best way to attack the creature, and as he knew it was easier to fight it asleep than awake, he gave a great spring and landed directly upon the monster's back. Then, with one plow of his heavy paw, all armed with sharp claws, he knocked the spider's head from its body. Jumping down, he watched it until the long legs stopped wiggling. Then he knew it was quite dead. The lion went back to the opening where the beasts of the forest were waiting for him, and said proudly, "You need fear your enemy no longer." Then the beasts bowed down to the lion as their king, and he promised to come back and rule over them as soon as Dorothy was safe on her way to Kansas. So this is the lion. Is that supposed to be the tiger chatting with him? I don't know. And this is our next chapter, where we've got some girl in a cute little outfit. But yay! The lion proved himself brave and courageous. And here we are, and we've got 3 more chapters after this, in which we will have completed The Wizard of Oz. If you did see Wicked, let me know what you thought. Oh my god, my stuff was delivered while I was reading. So yeah, I gotta go outside and get that. I'm gonna go get that package. I'm guessing they're on my porch now. So you all have a lovely day. Remember to stay safe. All that good jazz. Remember to stay safe, hydrated. Once again, thank you very much for getting me to 50 subscribers. It makes me so happy. Love it if we could get Story Nook to 100 subscribers next year, by the end of 2025. I'm trying to keep all my things straight in my brain. Once again, I have Patreon, Ko-fi, Redbubble. If y'all want to support me, my main channel is just missing the watch time. If y'all just want to put any of my videos on background from my main channel to get that watch time up, that would be awesome. Thank you, and y'all have a lovely day. Bye-bye!